Decent one on the wave minnow. There's one. Very solid. Nice fish came out and ate it.
Hello everyone, welcome to 2023 Afta. We're on the beautiful Gold Coast here. We're at the Daiwa Australia booth. We're going to get stuck into a couple of new products tonight. We've got quite a lot to go through tonight with rods, reels, line, lures. We've got myself, Tom and Tucker going to be running you through all of the new products for 2023 here. So tonight there's a fair few giveaways as well. So there's 3 giveaways in total. Make sure you stay tuned to see what those are. They're going to come throughout the night for your chance to win some pretty cool products. First off the rank, we're going to duck over to TATULA and we're going to check out the new range. So looking at the brand new TATULA range here now. So straight off the bat, cosmetically, cork grips. You're going to notice that they've maintained the cork grips. This one here, this is the bass style. We've also maintained the spiral grip throughout. As you see with the other models here, we've got the barra models with the full grip, more of a spiral grip down beneath, and the swim bait models for the cod, or bigger barra if you insist. Still cork, split grip, but with the spiral. So they all incorporate cork and spiral grip. That comes from the 19 TATULA, so the previous TATULA ranging from this. So we really wanted to maintain that throughout. It become really renowned, I guess, with the TATULA naming. So a few key points with the grips, we've really slimmed them down to make them a little bit more manageable. A lot of feedback that we received from stores and customers and anglers was that they were a little bit bulky. Some guys did like that with the comfort and I guess the reassurance of a bulkier, something more to hang on to. But generally it was a little bit too thick, so we really wanted to focus on making it a lot more ergonomic, a lot more slimmed down, and I guess a lot more comfortable for the everyday angler. So as I touched on earlier, we've got the 3 different grip types. So this one here is the bass grip type. So looking back into the INFEET side of things, so taking a leaf out of that book and going into more of a technique specific side of things, TATULA being all bait cast models. So the bass line up here, so this one here for instance is a 661 LFB, so perfect for your mid-north coast bass in creeks, whether you're land-based, whether you're kayak fishing, but also perfect for the boat guys, whether you just want to throw a jerk bait or just an all-round rod. A really, really good all-round setup here. So looking over here now, so we've got the barra side of things, so keeping into the full grip. So guys really like that extra full grip for more comfort, putting it in rod holders, whether you're trolling, whether you're live baiting. We really wanted to maintain that full grip throughout there. And looking over to the 3rd grip shape being the swim bait. So going for the split grip, having a little bit less weight there as well. But one of the key feedbacks there that we received was really maintaining the spiral grip in the palm section or behind the bait cast reel there. So that really gave a lot of comfort and a lot of confidence to anglers, knowing that they had that there with the grip. And again, that little bit extra, a little bit thicker, bulkier grip there, really giving confidence for when you're fighting the fish, when you're throwing those bigger baits. Looking into a model lineup here, so I've picked up the 6.9. This is a brand new model within the range. So this is perfect for guys that are getting into, I guess, that more of a live scope style fishing, whether you want to pitch baits out to big cod swimming just in front of the boat. You don't have to do it with a 7 or an 8 foot rod anymore. You can do it with a smaller rod, but you've still got that extra heavy action to really fight those fish and throw those bigger baits. For other models, so we've really delved into the technique specific side of things, as I said earlier. So myself, I'm a bass guy. I really enjoyed working on this project. So for me, the 691 MLRB is a perfect jerkbait rod for targeting bass, but we've also done a lot of, so like a 7'2" medium regular, so perfect all-rounder, whether you want to throw it for chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, lipless, crankbaits, everything there. But more importantly, I'm a big deep cranking guy, so we've got a 7.6 medium heavy regular, so that's perfect for throwing your really big deep crankbaits that get to 20-25 foot in the southeast Queensland dams. Perfect for throwing that, and I really wanted to make sure we included that within the range to make sure that there was an offering there for the Australian side of things for that. So looking at a technology side of things here throughout the blank, so SVF Nano Plus X45X from tip to toe, so really giving that rod a great feel for casting. You're going to get really good accuracy with really good, I guess, rebound control there, and making sure that you're going to have a nice light crisp rod there. From a guide train point of view, Fuji Alkanites, so a really good quality Fuji guide there with an insert. Looking at a reel seat, so this is a new reel seat for us as well. This is the first time we've used it, we've developed it, and we're really excited to use it. So a really nice, lightweight, ergonomical Daiwa reel seat there to really round out the TATULA range. So with 16 models within the new TATULA lineup, there's definitely a model here to suit your style of fishing, whether it be bass, barra, cod, or any of the crossover species in between, yellow belly, sooties, jacks. There's definitely going to be a model here to make sure that you're catered for there. So up next, we're going to get stuck into some brand new TD black rods, but first up, we're going to run a clip with the new TATULA. That was super shallow up there again. Yep. How good's that? So you just saw some nice barra being caught there in the brand new TATULA range. We're going to look into the new 23 TD Black rod range now. So TD Black is our largest rod offering from Daiwa. It's got plenty of options there, whether you're up north, down south, out east, or out west. There's a rod there that will cater for a type of fish that you want to catch. So the new model lineup, there's 36 models within the range, which is slightly less than what previous iterations are. We're going to get that into that a little bit later and why we've done that. But looking at a technology point of view, so we've got X45X from tip to toe on this blank, giving a really nice responsive blank. And then we're going to look at having HVF Nano Plus for the carbon and resin throughout this blank as well. Reel seat point of view, the air sensor reel seat, so a Daiwa reel seat, a nice lightweight responsive reel seat there, pulling it down into some nice EVA. We've incorporated spiral grip throughout this as well, so we've had some really good feedback from the SALTIST Hyper ranging and from the older TATULA rod ranging with the spiral grip. We wanted to ensure that it was quite a nice ergonomic sizing though, so we've really reduced that down to keep it finessey, but really giving, I guess, that little bit different in the light tackle offering here. So, so we're really happy to incorporate that within the range. Depending on which model you have, there is a metal nut added as well. So a little bit of cosmetic there and really making this stand apart from other ranges in there. Looking at the guide train there, so we've got some nice Fuji alkalines there in the K-frame style throughout as well. So giving it a really, I guess, rounding this rod out and this range out to being a really nice mid-price point rod. And again, there's definitely a model within the range that can cater for your style of fishing all around Australia. So I guess with the different grip shapes, so this one here, you can see it's a nice tapered one down there. So this is more of the finesse side of the TD Blacks. The one behind me here is a little bit more offshore style, so a little bit more longer foregrip, a bit more comfort, a little bit more, I guess, confidence when you're fishing offshore. So from your medium heavy ranges up there, I've got these grips here. In the bait casters, they've got a little bit of foregrip in there. So again, confidence when you're holding that bait cast, finding that barra, fighting that cod. You're going to make sure that you've got good grip there. And there's a couple of bait cast models in the lighter stuff, so your more bass side of things with a nice metal ring as well, really giving it a nice cosmetic look. So if you like the look of these, comment below for the first giveaway what you'll target on these fish, on these new rods, sorry. So you can win 3 of these brand new 23 TD Blacks, and it's not a set models that we're going to give you. You can choose from the whole 36 within the range. So whatever you want to do, if you win, you can win 3 models of these and you can choose them and you can go out and catch some fish on them. So make sure you comment below what you'll target on these brand new 23 TD Blacks. So up next, we're going to get stuck into some TD Commanders, and we've got a clip for that. So we're going to run it and then we're going to get into them.
There's one. There we go there, nice little Glenborn bass on the new Commander. Oh, eat it. Oh, that was so good. Fish on. Come out of the tree there. Gosh, look how he ate that jerkbait. You just saw the brand new 2023 TD Commander there in action, catching a couple of bass out at Lake Glenborn. Looking into the rod here now, maintaining that nice green and gold cosmetic throughout, a really bold TD Commander logo there. Cork grips, so we maintain the cork grips throughout from the previous model. We don't have a heap of cork grips in our Daiwa lineup, so it's really refreshing to have a different style of grip, and we've maintained that through the Commander here. Moving up a little bit, looking at the reel seat, so we've got a brand new reel seat for Daiwa. The Zero seat. So this is one that we've developed and then we've executed well and then brought out into the TD Commander. So some keen enthusiasts out there might see a bit of a resemblance from some older STEEZ rod models. So really pulling the reel seat up a little bit and having the reel that little bit higher, giving a really good ergonomic, I guess, handhold there and a really comforting handhold at the same time. Moving up a little bit more here, looking at the guide train. So for the bottom half of the rod, we're looking at Fuji titanium SICK guides. Moving up to the tip section, it changes to AGS, where you can see the binding color change to the gold here. That indicates that there is a guide change, and this is throughout our whole Daiwa lineup, whether it's an INFEET or a Commander. Anywhere where there's a binding color change indicates that it is an upgrade
in guides there, and it always is an upgrade. So the benefits in this case being AGS is that it's lighter, it's more responsive, and it's a better feeling rod. It also helps with casting a lot as well. So I guess a lot of people might not realise that a little bit lighter tip, there's not as much whip. So when you do throw, it doesn't give that little bit of distortion on your rod, and then transfers through your line to your lure. So you do get better cast with it as well. So looking at a blank technology side of things now. So the blank is a SVF Nano Plus with X45X from tip to toe. So that's an external wrapping. With both of those combined, you get a really lightweight, crisp, responsive rod. So which you can really feel when you pick it up. The weight of these is just phenomenal. This is a 661. This is one of the new models, Pixie. Talking about models, there's 18 in the new lineup, which is a couple more than what the previous one was. So there's a few new bait casters like the Pixie here. There's a Reaction, which is another really good bass bait caster. In the Spin, there's some nice barra stuff too, with some 7-foot heavies additionals to the model. So that's the TD Commander. We're going to duck over into some TD Hyper action now. So we're going to run a clip, and then we're going to get stuck into a couple of models. We just saw Sam Gilchrist there catching some really nice snapper off the central coast of New South Wales there. So looking into the TD Hyper, so a new updated version of the previous TD Hyper. The first thing you're going to notice is the blank colour. So previously in some other generations, we've had some more out there Laria colours, green, blue, stuff like that. So this generation, we really wanted to tone it down a lot. So we've gone for the darker tone, so a grey satin colouring throughout with some black tones, just to really tie it in and give it some and give it a really nice appeal on the shelf. I guess this was due to, we really wanted to make it a little bit more open to other anglers within the market and have it a bit more of an accessible rod from a cosmetic point of view. So maintaining the full colouring throughout, that was really synonymous with TD Hyper as a full blank colour, so we really wanted to make sure to keep that within the range as well. Looking at a componentry point of view here, so we've got the brand new Fuji O-ring K-frames. So the K-frame being a really desirable frame from Fuji, anti-tangle. A lot of guys really want that frame, and they look for that frame when they're buying a fishing rod. So Fuji's just released this with the O-ring insert. So we, when we heard that that they're going to be releasing that, we really wanted to incorporate this in the TD Hyper range, and we're really happy to be able to do so. Blank technology point of view, so HVF Nano Plus X45 internal bias wrapping as well. The combination of that gives a really nice, crisp feeling rod for the price point, which is a really refreshing rod to use when you're out fishing. Model point of view, 31 models within the range, which is slightly less than what it was previously, but that's for good reasoning. Because we're going to be getting stuck into a new travel rod range, which is the 23 Wilderness X, and we're going to jump over and have a look at that now. Introducing a brand new model lineup in the Daiwa range, the Wilderness X. So in addition to the Wilderness range, so this is at a lower price point, a really affordable price point. The Wilderness X range has come about mostly due to TD Black and TD Hyper. So as I was talking before, we've reduced numbers down within those models, and a lot of that has come from reducing 3 pieces. We saw that the model lineup was a little bit untidy and a little bit confusing to a point, so we really wanted to reduce that down, and one of the ways we saw that was with 3-piece and making it into the Wilderness range. So I guess the main differences between that is that this is now a true travel rod. So this is a 4 to 5-piece travel rod depending on which model you go, packing down to a really small size. So as you can see there, that's the first joint here. So this is a 7-foot rod, so it pulls down really, really small. Comes with a bag, so you're able to pack that away. Has 4 compartments in it, really accessible. You can chuck it in a suitcase, you can chuck it in a backpack, you can throw it behind the seat if you want, if you work on a farm and you want to fish every afternoon. Whatever you want to do, the Wilderness X is there for you. Looking at a componentry point of view, Fuji O-ring guides on these ones throughout, so a really quality guide. Looking at, most importantly with this one here, is the joint technology. So being a travel rod, the 4 to 5 pieces, there are a lot of joints within this rod. So we've incorporated our technology V-joint. So V-joint is a really key technology for this to reduce flat spots as best as possible, because you know the pieces are about 600 mil long each. There are quite a few throughout, so reducing flat spots was one of the key things in this rod to make it a really good travel rod. Some extra additions there that we've added. We've got some little dots there at each joint, really helping to be able to line up a lot better. And just some, I guess, just some creature comforts there. Blank point of view, we've got HVF Nano Plus, we've got X45 internal bias wrapping. So for a price point of this rod here, really making it an affordable rod that's got all the tech that you've come to know and love from Daiwa. Cosmetically, being Wilderness, we had to throw a bit of camo in somehow, and we've put a nice little bit of cosmetic in the name window there as well. So again, we've got the bag here. So it comes with the bag, 4 or 5 compartments, so you can break this down, you can throw it behind the seat, you can chuck it in a suitcase, whatever you want to do, wherever you're going. With travel restrictions easing up in the last couple of years, we saw a real need for a budget-friendly travel rod. So that's the Wilderness X. We're going to duck into some offshore stuff now, so we're going to go into the SALTIST. So let's get stuck into that. Introducing SALTIST, formerly known as SALTIST X. So previously SALTIST X has been around for many, many years. It's one of our oldest range in the Daiwa lineup. We really wanted to pull it into line with some of our other offshore offerings. So SALTIST, starting with the name, removing the X, really removing confusion out of that as well. So there's been quite a few SALTIST iterations over the many years of Daiwa. So really wanted to scrap that down to the base and make it really easy to know what you're getting and when you go into a shop to find what you need. So looking at a cosmetic point of view here now, so our SALTIST MQ reels have really worn off on this a lot, I guess. So that blue with that grey cosmetic matching up to a really nice cosmetically pleasing outfit if you'd like to. Looking at a technology point of view, HVF braiding X. So one of the main things with the SALTIST was really removing the physical weight that was SALTIST X. So really wanted to strip it down and make it, I guess, a lot more comfort rod that's really easy to use and you can use all day with no issues. So componentry wise, Fuji throughout from tip to toe, butt cap, reel seat, Fuji O-ring guides there in the K-frames. So a really well decked out rod in that entry-level price point that if you really want to go and try and do jigging, if you want to try and do popping or stick baiting, there's something there for you. So 20 models within the range, whether it's overhead or spin, whether it's an 8-foot popping rod all the way down to a P1 to 3, 5, 6, there's something there for you. So concluding out tonight's with myself for the rods, we're going to be looking in at SEABASS. So SEABASS is one of our rod offerings in the surf range, the shore casting side of things. So you're looking at metals, plastics, hard bodies off the beach, off the rocks, and I guess for those tailor, salmon, jewfish and stuff like that. So a really lightweight rod that you're going to be throwing a lot. It's not like your traditional surf rod where you're going to be kind of sitting there soaking baits. You're really moving around with this. So weight was a really big aspect for this for us, and that shows in the lineup as well. So this one here is the 8.6, so quite a shorter surf rod. They go all the way up to the 10 and 11 footers as well. So originally 5 models within the range. We've upped that to 7 models now, adding some key models being a 9-foot heavy and a 10-foot heavy. So really, I guess, filling in and making a really well-rounded SEABASS range there. Cosmetically, it got lost a little bit with our Sandstorm. They're both being yellow. So we really wanted to pull it aside from that and give it its own look. Going for a really nice kind of darker brown candy color with some orange accents throughout. Componentry, so reel seat, this is a Daiwa reel seat. We haven't used this one before. This is one that I've been wanting to use for quite a while now. It's got a nice little ergonomic trigger there that you can really lock your thumb in, and it's really comfortable to use, and it's really comfortable when fighting a fish as well. From the weight point of view, which I touched on earlier, we've reduced the EVA down at the butt there to give it a lighter feel at the base as well. But again, keeping a full EVA there for damage control pretty much. So when guys want to put it on the rocks or in rocks, in rod holders, you're not going to see the damage there. And it's going to be taken out on the EVA rather than a split grip straight to the graphite. Componentry, Fuji K-frame O-ring. So again, the new O-ring from Fuji, the new K-frame guide there. I guess really rounding this rod out to be quite a nice little setup if you want to go and throw some metals or some soft plastics off the beach. So check those out when they're in stores. Concluding the night for me, for the rods, we've got Tom Slater coming up next. He's going to be running through the INFEET range. So we've got quite a few new models there to cover up in the INFEET. But also going back on the TD Blacks, so make sure you comment below what you want to target with those TD Blacks, and you can win 3 TD Blacks of within the whole range, whichever ones you want. So make sure you comment there. So we're going to duck over to Tom now. He's going to run you through some INFEET rods.
S, little 6'10" one, good little jerkbait rod.
Yeah, he was right up on the weed edge, that one. He got that good. There's been some right up shallow feeding, but there's also quite a few that are sitting off the edge just cruising around.
Switch that little click bait, and this one raced out. Here's one. Yep. Alright, that's the day done. Couple of nice brim. The new INFEET range. Been a good day out. Alright, thanks Braden. I'm here to talk about the brand new INFEET range of rods. So we've refreshed the original 3 models. So when we launched 20 INFEET, it's become a really synonymous name with Daiwa light tackle rods. So really exciting to launch the refresh of all the 3 ranges. So what I've got in my hands here is the INFEET S. So that's the base model, the entry into the INFEET series, $199 retail price point. And what we've been able to do with INFEET over the 3 years that the current model's been out, we've learnt what people liked and what people disliked, and we've really refined the ranges, but also improved them across the board. So the INFEET S range gets a pretty significant update to the blank, gets a Nano Plus resin upgrade into the blank, makes the blank a lot physically lighter than before, also makes it a little bit more durable, but crisp and responsive. So when you have such a lightweight rod like this, a very light action rod, obviously you want to make sure that that doesn't turn into very kind of soft and noodly. You still want it really crisp and responsive, and that Nano Plus graphite allows us to do that. Daiwa's air sensor reel seat, so you'd be familiar with that reel seat from the old EX range. That's filtered down into the standard models now, so a reel seat you used to get on a $500 rod, you're now getting on a $199. Guides are still the same, the Fuji anti-tangle Fazlite rings throughout, up to all the way through to the tip. And from a model lineup, again with INFEET, you know the color coding, so black and red is your fast action rods, more suited to your soft plastics. And then you've got the white and blue cosmetic slow tapers, that's your treble hook baits, your crankbait rods. In the INFEET S range, there's quite a few models there. We've refined the actions again, so there's something for everyone. That really technique specific light tackle stuff, if you're into throwing jerk baits, crankbaits, plastics, top water, there's a model in there for you. So INFEET S, really excited to have that model refreshed. And then probably moving on to my favorite series in the INFEET lineup is the Z series. So this is the I guess middle of the range, synonymous with that air sensor neo traditional reel seat. So that old Heartland style, again refined the grip shape. So we've kind of tapered them down both sides. We've added a little flat spot there, sits perfectly in your thumb, very, very comfortable. Love this reel seat and grip setup. Z series, as I said, probably my favorite. Again, gets a pretty significant blank upgrade. So SVF Nano Plus. So old model was using HVF Nano Plus. New model upgrades that to SVF, so a higher modulus carbon material. Again, physically lighter, more sensitive, so you're going to feel the bites better, more responsive, and just feels better in the hand. With the Z series, same guide train as before, so a stainless SIC Fuji guide for the bottom 3 models. And then when that color, binding color changes, we're upgrading to a titanium framed Fuji SIC. So again, removing weight from the tip. We want to make the tips of these rods incredibly lightweight. They're obviously very light power rods, so you want to keep that weight off the tip to keep them nice and responsive. From a model lineup, the Z's probably the least changed. There's some really popular models in that range, like the 712 LFS. All of those still are here and available. And just with those new blanks, the new graphite, the updated grip shape, absolute winner on those ones. So really excited to preview the new INFEET Z's here. I think they're going to be really, really popular. And then the flagship of the INFEET range also gets refreshed. So the EX range, this is where we've just put all the bells and whistles into it. So upgraded the blanks to SVF Compile X Nano Plus. So you'd be familiar with Compile X from our TD Battler range of rods. That's our flagship graphite technology. It's as light and as responsive and as sensitive as you can get. Full X45 full shield throughout the whole length of the blank, incredibly light and responsive. A hybrid guide train again, this time titanium SICs on the bottom 3, and then moving to Daiwa's carbon AGS guide material. So physically, again, reducing the weight off the tip, keeping those incredibly responsive. Really cool feature, and why the S model got the air sensor reel seat is Daiwa's debuting what Braden talked about before in the Commanders, a brand new Zero reel seat. So Zero reel seat is available in both casting and spinning, and the INFEET EX features the spinning model of Zero seat. So a very slimmed down reel seat through here, physically lighter than our previous reel seats, transmits vibration a little bit better. It's a harder material, so it transmits vibration. Your pinky wraps around that nice slim section, really transfers through to your hand very well. So really comfortable grip shape in that model now. So that one's got a range expansion as well, the EX, so we've catered to more of those techniques. The popular 712 LFS is now available in the EX range. And again, crankbait rods, the blue and white one, and we've got plenty of options in that EX range. So if you want to get into your technique-specific light tackle fishing, you've got to check out the INFEET range, all the 3 new models on display here at Afta. Very, very excited for the new INFEET EX range. And that's it for rods. Now it's time for some brand new fishing reels, and we've created our lightest reel ever, only 135 grams, and we want to talk to you about the brand new EXIST Super Finesse. So we'll roll the clip and then we'll get it stuck into the reels. Alright, so you just saw our team over in Japan fishing the brand new EXIST Super Finesse. So this is an additional, I guess, range to the EXIST lineup. The Super Finesse range consists of 3 models. And what Super Finesse really means is we've developed a new, smaller body, even smaller than before, and a more compact reel. So Super Finesse, obviously very dedicated to the light tackle fishing styles, brim, redfin, trout, those kind of really ultralight fishing scenarios. 135 grams for a Super Finesse 1000, so incredibly lightweight reels. Made possible, you can have a under 200 gram combo now. So Super Finesse, as I said, a smaller profile MQ body, so still a monocoque body made from our magnesium material. So this whole concept is only made possible by monocoque technology. It's impossible to make a body this small and still have a gear that's of a reasonable size with a normal spinning reel body design. So MQ magnesium body, of course it's got air drive design as well. But what makes Super Finesse interesting is that we've squashed the reel this way. So the spool has a shorter stroke on it, and that allows us to make a more compact rotor this way, and also shorten the main shaft as well. So we've been able to keep the reel size very compact, which has allowed us to make obviously our lightest reel ever at 135 grams. So if you're into your super light tackle fishing, if you're a fan of EXISTs, you need to check out a Super Finesse, even if it's just to pick one up, because when you feel one, it's just incredible what we've been able to achieve to make a reel as light as this. So EXIST Super Finesse, kind of the culmination of years of Daiwa R&D, starting with LT concept, moving into the new EXISTs and air drive design. Super Finesse concept exists, absolutely awesome little reels, and I think you'll love them if you're into your light tackle sport fishing. Next reel up, we're going to talk about an iconic reel family of ours, TD Soul. We've got a new model of that one, so we'll roll the clip and we'll get stuck into the TD Soul HD. Okay, so you just saw a little studio clip on the brand new TD Sol HD. So this is an additional range of reels to our TD Sol family, sits alongside the current TD Sol MQ. So the current model is made of our Zion V carbon composite material. HD is structured from an aluminium monocoque body. So HD meaning heavy duty, so this is the TD Sol. If you're into your snapper fishing, your barra fishing, you want that heavier style reel to suit a longer or heavier style rod, TD Sol HD is the one for you. So starts with, as I said, an aluminium monocoque body, so that single piece body with that really big drive gear gives you a very powerful reel, very durable reel in the harsher conditions, fishing for those bigger, heavier fish, as I said. Of course, air drive design, as we've been doing the last year or so since the 22 exist, rolling out air drive design across our range. So that's our brand new rotor technology and design, that very free-flowing or smooth-flowing rotor design. So physically lighter than our previous versions. Again, that's because we want to make the reel incredibly easy to turn the handle. So a lighter weight rotor, less momentum or less mass to spin around the spool, so you get that physically lighter winding sensation. Air drive bail as well. This is the tubular hollow air drive bail. So very high class, exactly the same as what you'd get on an Exist, for example. So TD Sol HD available from a 2500 size up to the 5000 size. As I said, if you're chasing a snapper reel, something like that, the new TD Sol HD is going to be an awesome choice for you, and that's going to be coming in a few months. So we'll roll into another new reel range now, the brand new 23 Kicks. And we've got a video of Sam catching a few big snappers, so we'll run that, and then we'll get stuck into the brand new Kicks model. We'll see you soon. All right, so you just saw Sam fishing the brand new 23 Kicks. So Kicks is another one of those, I guess, heavy duty, smaller spinning reels that we develop here at Daiwa, again featuring an aluminium frame, so that stronger, slightly heavier, but more durable, more robust frame design, more suited to that, again, heavier style fishing, whether you're fishing in the estuaries for mulloway or fishing like Sam does offshore for snapper. That heavier duty alloy body really balances out some of the heavier rods better and just gives you that confidence in a smaller spinning reel. Again, as I've spoken about quite a lot already, the air drive design very prevalent throughout all our new reels. That new rotor design, incredibly lightweight and easy to turn the handle, very responsive, makes it easy to wind the handle, just makes the reel overall much more balanced and better to fish with. Air drive bail in this one as well, so a physically lighter bail than before, again reducing the weight that has to spin around the spool. Again, Kicks is, all the other Daiwa technologies that you're familiar with, our tough digigear design, mag seal bodies, those kind of features all come into the 23 Kicks, available from a 2500 up to a 5000, so there's a model there to suit everything. Flowing on to the next reel, we've got another new air drive design upgrade, and this is one of our EMERALDAS reels. So very synonymous with the Daiwa brand, the EMERALDAS spin reels. Everyone loves the cosmetics all the time. So EMERALDAS RX gets an update. So that's our mid-range EMERALDAS reel. Features our Zion V monocoque body, again with that air drive design and that tubular hollow air drive bail like the TD Sol and Exist. EMERALDAS RX is available in 2 models. There's a 2500 shallow spool, which is a finesse custom model, so it's got the more compact body, and then there's a standard 2500 that I've got in my hand here. So very suitable obviously for squid fishing. It's designed for squid fishing, but very suitable for any light tackle style estuary fishing. Brim, bass, flatties, estuary perch, trout, you name it, you can do it in the estuaries with an EMERALDAS RX. So we'll go on from there into the brand new Excella reels, and we'll roll a clip for that now, and we'll come back with some more budget friendly options in the Daiwa spin reel range.
There we go, nice Sydney luderick. What a really cool fish these are.
Alright, so you just saw the brand new Excella, now featuring air drive design. So as I've spoken about already a lot tonight, that air drive design rotor and bail system reduces the weight from the previous model. Excella was one of our oldest reels in the lineup here at Daiwa, so very big upgrade for Excella this year, moving to that air drive platform. Obviously, cosmetically, absolutely gorgeous spinning reel, this one. Available from a full size range from a 2000 all the way up to a 6000. So there's a model here to suit everything, whether you're estuary fishing down in Victoria for some estuary perch, or fishing in the lakes for redfin, all the way up to Queensland catching barramundi in the lake. So Excella spin reels, awesome upgrade, now featuring air drive design, and they've got a kind of sister reel that we always develop around the same time, which is the brand new LEGALIS. So LEGALIS also gets the air drive treatment, and the biggest difference between the two is how the handle attaches to the main gear. So in an Excella, it's a screw-on handle. In LEGALIS, it's what we call a hexagon shaft. So a shaft goes through the main gear and screws on from the other side. That is the biggest difference between LEGALIS and Excella. So LEGALIS sporting that darker cosmetic, the black and gold, very traditional reel styling, again featuring air drive design and that new upgraded bail system. So all the same technologies you've come to know and love, long cast, ABS, spool, ATD drags, all feature in the Excella and the brand new LEGALIS. So we're going to change a little now, we're going to go to the bait cast range. We've got a brand new TATULA 100, so we'll roll the clip and we'll get stuck into the bait cast. Alright, so very exciting year for Daiwa with TATULA family of products. It's actually TATULA's 10-year anniversary for Daiwa. So to celebrate, we've got a brand new TATULA 100. So for the first time, we're putting hyperdrive design into a TATULA family product. So we debuted hyperdrive in the 21 Zillion, and that's a bunch of things, but most importantly, it's the hyperdrive DigiGear. So new gear design, totally new, totally ground up, new gear teeth design, makes it a lot more smooth and powerful under heavy loads. So when we use bait casters here in Australia, we're chasing hard fighting fish, barra, bass, mangrove jacks, those kind of hard sport fish, prize sport fish, and you want a reel to be easy to wind under load. So Hyperdrive DigiGear gives us that, but it also features hyper double support, a hyper tough clutch, so a new clutch system, and a hyper armed housing, so a solid aluminium frame there, and a gear side plate. So you get a very tough and durable, compact 100 size bait caster that's going to be perfect whether you're chasing bass or jacks or barra or those bigger species. So very excited to have a new TATULA 100 now featuring Hyperdrive design. Moving across into, I guess, an IC reel. So one of our newer kind of categories of reel. We debuted Saltiga IC last year, which has been really well received, featuring intelligent control being IC. So that's our line counter system. So it's a digital line counter, counts out the line off the spool, obviously allowing you to target suspending fish a lot easier and a lot more accurate than just relying on metered or marking braid. So TIERRA IC is available in two sizes. It comes in a 200 and a 300, and these also feature all our Hyperdrive design technology. So this is straight out of our Japanese domestic market, where this style of reel is very popular for chasing suspended snapper. So 200 and 300 size, featuring the little T handle, so whether you're slow pitch jigging or fishing cougars, or even fishing baits or fly lining or stray lining or something like that, an IC reel is going to allow you to be a lot more accurate when you're delivering those lures or baits to those suspended fish. Something brand new for Daiwa that features in TIERRA IC, and a first for us, is digital drag noise. So as has been the trend the last few years in bait cast, we've done an audible drag, meaning as the line is pulled off the spool, you get an audible click. With TIERRA, we're introducing digital drag sound. So when you pull drag off the TIERRA, you will get an audible digital noise indicating the drag is slipping, and that allows us to make the drag even smoother than before. So incredibly smooth drag. We're all about looking for those incremental improvements throughout our range and throughout our reels, and that digital drag noise is one area that we're really excited about. It's a cool feature that's available in the new TIERRA ICs. So 200 and 300 size available in those. Moving into our conventional style reels, we've got a brand new SALTIST level wind. So we've redone a lot of the SALTIST range over the last couple of years, and the level wind now gets its turn. So moving into that black and blue cosmetic obviously, but big updates overall. So it's been a long time coming for a new level wind for Daiwa. So level wind overhead reels, just very easy to use. So bottom bashing reels, float lining reels, there's no having to use your thumb to lay the line over the spool. It's a very easy style of reel to use. So everything from a little 20 like I've got here, all the way up to a bigger 50 size. So there's 4 models in the range in the brand new SALTIST level wind. So really excited to have a new level wind option in the range now. So SALTIST level wind pair perfectly with the new SALTIST rods that Braden spoke about before. Then we've got a couple of, I guess, model additions to some families of reels. So we've got a brand new electric in our SEABORG family. It's the 400 size. So last year we brought out the 300s, which have been incredibly popular. And this is kind of that in-between size. So a single speed SEABORG, compact, obviously very small frame, so you can even do things like slow pitch jig with these reels, which is becoming a bit of a trend down south, where guys are slow pitch jigging in really deep water, fighting the fish traditionally with the reel to get them off the bottom, and then using the electric power assist to bring them up from deep water. So whether you're doing that style of fishing or just bottom fishing and want to get fish up really quickly away from sharks, if you're fishing for reds up in the bunker group or on the reef, where you need to get fish up off the bottom really quickly away from the sharks, you can do it by manually fighting the fish and using the power assist at the same time. So SEABORG 400 going to be a great addition. They're already in some dealers right now, so you can get your hands on one of the brand new SEABORGs right now as we're talking. The last additional model for the reels is a smaller free swimmer bite and run reel. So we debuted free swimmer last year. Our bite and run clutch allows that spool to turn freely, and then you click the reel into normal drag setting and you've got your normal drag to fight the fish with. So free swimmer has been incredibly popular for us, but we had a lot of calls to make some smaller models. So we're debuting a little 3000 and a 5000 here at this show this year. So some smaller models in free swimmer, more suited to the estuary or that inshore bay, more Port Phillip Bay, those kind of bay snapper style reels. 3 and 5000 size free swimmers, so really excited to have those coming into the range. Now for tonight's reel giveaway, we're actually going to give away one of the brand new Exist SF reels, so over $1,000 spinning reel, and all you have to do is comment below with where you would take an Exist SF for the first cast if you owned one. So as I said, the lightest weight reel we've ever made, 135 grams. I know where I'd take it, where would you, and you could win one of those brand new reels. So that's it for the fishing reels. It's time to talk about something really exciting, which you can see behind me. It's a brand new J-BRAID Expedition. So we'll go over to the line wall and check out a brand new J-BRAID.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Beats back. Can't relax. These cats never ever mind they beeswax. 3 hats. Cheese hat. I'll still be here standing. Something that I'm planning. Say something. Ain't one. It's been mine since day one. Why you still trying? Real blunt. Talking top two, I'm not a two. And I do what I gotta go hard. The hardest out.
All right, so really excited to show you the brand new J-BRAID Expedition. So it's not all the time that we get to launch a new J-BRAID, so very excited. This is 4 years in the making to launch J-BRAID Expedition. And it's the first J-BRAID to feature silicon coating technology. So you can see that called out here on the pack, coating PE. So silicon coating, there's a multitude of benefits to silicon coating, but the biggest one is it makes the line hydrophobic. So meaning it repels water or doesn't absorb water. So the biggest thing with that is when braids absorb water, they also absorb the silt and the sediment that's in the water that you're fishing in. And that silt and sediment sitting in your braided line, you've got 8 strands all woven together. It gets in all those cracks, and that's actually what degrades your braided fishing line over time and wears it out and makes it fluffy or fuzzy. So having a silicon coating on the braid means it's hydrophobic, means it repels water and it doesn't actually absorb any of that silt or sediment, so it's a more durable braided line. It will last a little longer. The silicon coating gives you, as I said, a multitude of benefits, the biggest one being that hydrophobic properties, but you also get the added benefits of being a little bit smoother texture, a little bit better line performance in terms of casting. It is also quieter through the guide, so if you like a quiet guide through your quiet braid through your guide, Expedition will give that to you. So Expedition comes in 2 colours, a high vis orange as I've got here, the smash orange, which I really love. It makes it really easy to see the line, so when you're looking for bites on the drop with fishing plastics, makes it very easy. Also comes obviously in multicolour, so metered multicolour line, available in 150, 300, 500 and 3000 metre bulk spool. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, you can fill up your reel with expedition. From a size range, we've got everything from a 0.6 PE all the way up to PE8, so that ranges from 8 pound all the way up to 90 pound. And as I said, J-BRAID Expedition now featuring that silicon coating technology. It's my new favourite braid, and I think it's going to be yours too, so make sure you check out the new Expedition. And then from here, we're going to head over to the Bait Junkie wall. We've got some new shapes to show you, so we'll roll a clip of those and we'll get stuck into the soft plastics. It's a black for sure.
Beautiful little dewy there. Little bass on the prawn off the reed there.
Alright, so really excited to show you some new shapes in the Bait Junkie lineup. I'll start with probably my favourite. This is the 3-inch wave minnow. So this one we've been developing over the last couple of years. I've actually used it for probably 18 months or so on the ABT tournaments. It's probably my favourite plastic for black brim fishing. So it's really a slim profile, I guess, curl-tail grub imitation. So basically what we did is we took the front half of our 2.5-inch minnow, and we had this idea to make a curl tail with kind of this wave inspired kick up at the end to really catch the current and make the lure swim at really slow speeds. But having such a long, I guess, thin body to it really gets that tail moving very easily, and can imitate all sorts of things from a small bait fish or a shrimp or even a worm down there fishing on the flats for black brim. So if you like fishing in the estuary stuff, make sure you check out the wave minnow. As I said, probably my favourite from the new lineup. Has been absolutely dominating for me in the tournament, so one of my favourite new plastics. Comes in 12 colours, 3-inch wave minnow. I think you're going to absolutely love it. The other one that you saw feature in that clip is the brand new 295 flick. So this is a 70mm or 2.95 inches, I guess single tail, what you'd call a flick bait. And the tail design, a bit unique there. It has that kind of shovel style tail there, so that wider kind of planing plank style, like a boat hull, really gets that tail to glide on the sink. So what we wanted this, or we developed this for, is that really shallow water flats fishing it on a really light jig head and making the lure glide on the sink. So that, I guess, flat section on the tail really helps that lure to glide, imitating a prawn or a fish skipping up out of the weed and then sinking slowly back down. So first Bait Junkie to feature little 3D eyes, so a nice little touch on that one. Available in 8 colours, the 295 flick. If you're in, again, to your shallow water flat stuff, or maybe even freshwater in the Bass Dams, St Clair and Hunter Valley, check out the 295 flick. Arguably probably the most popular profile in soft plastics, the humble prawn. Bait Junkie 3-inch prawn. Again, this has been in development now for a couple of years, and the leg design actually inspired by the 295 flick. So when we were playing around with that and this kind of shovel tail, we started sticking them onto the underside of a prawn, to emulate a very subtle, I guess, flicking action of a prawn's leg. So throughout the testing, what we noticed is what we wanted to achieve is a very subtle swimming action. So these forward-facing legs, they have a little lip on the front that kind of catches the water as they bend over and just gives it a very natural, very subtle swimming action. But this big segmented body and the big wide kind of prawn tail really, again, gets this lure to glide on the sink really well. So those articulation in the body, or the cuts in the body, help the lure to articulate and give you a really natural prawn-like action. So a 3-inch profile available in 12 colours. I've got bloodworm in my hand, one of the most popular staple bait junkie colours. So the new 3-inch prawn, I think that's going to be an absolute winner. Then the last new shape for bait junkie is a bigger shape of the kicker curly. So kicker curly big. The smaller one has been extremely popular. It's won a few bass tournaments up in the northern rivers, but everyone was asking us for a bigger size. So we made the kicker curly big, so more suited to your big gorge bass, walking the banks for Murray cod, even barramundi. A couple of new colours in that one, including the big pearl white one. So kicker curly big, if you like your top water strikes, you're going to want to check out that one. And then across the bait junkie lineup, we've done a heap of new colours. So we've got a heap of new colours in the jerk shads, in the grubs, in the 2.5-inch minnows, across the whole range of bait junkie. We've got awesome new colours across the range. So make sure you check out the range. There's probably a new colour there that takes your fancy. And then we're also doing a giveaway tonight for bait junkie. So you can win 150 packs of bait junkie soft plastics and jig heads. So 150 assorted packs. All you have to do is tell us what your favourite bait junkie is from tonight's show, and you can go into the chance to win that. So that's it for the soft plastics. I'm going to throw over to Tucker to run through some new hard bodies. And guess what? The Dr. Minnow is back. So we'll play a clip right now, and Tucker will get stuck into the hard bodies.
There you go, and I've seen it. The latest release here is the SilverCreek Dr. Minnow II. So originally Dr. Minnow has been known as a jointed minnow, but this year we're going to add a new model, which is non-jointed version here as well. They come in 3 different sizes, 42mm, 50mm and 70mm. 2 of the smaller ones comes in sinking version, and the largest one here, 70mm, they come in floating version. Plenty of colors to choose from here, and I'm pretty sure the guys that fish for trout in the creek and stream will absolutely love those lures, and make sure to check those ones out. Another one to release this after, it's called STEEZ Bullfrog. As you can see, it is a real bullfrog here. It's nice and big, it's 100mm long and 45 grams. Perfect for guys that loves fishing, I guess the frog fishing for Murray cod. Make sure to check these ones out. I personally think it's one of the best frog you can get. While we are talking about the STEEZ range, we're going to talk about the Current Master. So we're going to add new colors to the existing Current Master. And my favorite color here is a strawberry cloud. And I caught, and my friends and everyone's caught a lot of fish in this color. And we definitely think it's one of the best colors out here. While we're talking about barramundi, we're going to go out to double clutch 115. So we're going to add extra deep model. It will get down to about 12 foot and perfect for guys fishing barramundi with forward-facing sauna. And while we're on the topic of extra deep model, we are adding an extra deep model in the Current Master as well. So make sure to check those things out. If you're fishing for barramundi, these are one of the go-to lures. In the saltwater series, we're going to be adding one new model here this after. It's called SAWARASH. We're going to run you a little clip here now, and we'll get back into it shortly. is that?
True predator they are.
There you go. So you saw Alex catching, I guess, bonnies off the rocks in the latest release of SAWARASH here. Perfect for casting these ones, I guess, off the rocks or even offshore, really. So SAWARASH 110mm HS. HS stands for heavy sinking. They weigh 35 grams, so you can actually peg this lure quite at a distance if you need to. Comes in a variety of colors, colors suitable for saltwater. Make sure to check them out. And if you're fishing for pelagic off the rocks, I think this is one of the best lure you can go to. Okay, so that's it for the new product. Moving into existing range, we've added plenty of new colors in INFEET spikes, Kodachi, and also the guys who love fishing at top water. There's a couple of new colors in Slippery Dog as well. So make sure to check them out on the website, and hope you like those new colors. Okay, so that's it for the show tonight. Make sure to check in for those giveaways. We got TD Blacks, we got Exist SF, and we got a bunch of bait junkie to give away. Thanks for watching, and if you guys are coming to Public Day, I hope to see you guys here. And if you're not, I hope you enjoy the show.